All right, here we are underway. Moorhead's home spud tournament here, as opening game here on Friday afternoon is Moorhead against Buffalo. Moorhead with control. They dump it into the zone. Starting lineup, Beckett Miller with Copeland and Summers, excuse me. I had to wait a long time. We had a lot of music going on, so it gets too loud. Turnover down low. Buffalo in tight. Pass just goes past. Beckett Miller up the other direction. Bucket in all alone. Shot just goes wide. Well steps up along the boards. Helped out by Summers. Now Summers and Copeland go at it. But Buffalo able to regroup and clear. Welsh goes cross ice to Brecky. Brecky fans on it. Now back up the other direction. Brecky will carry it in as Moorhead's changing lines. Brecky in all alone. Shot scored! Logan Brecky gets the Spuds up quickly. And they take a 1-0 lead on the play by Logan Brecky. You gotta mute sometimes when the music gets louder. We'll end up getting copyrighted and dumped off, but here we are back at it. Moorhead changes lines as Hasbargen and Poss come out with Steen. So Brecky unassisted on the goal. Now the Spuds carried out as Colton Miller looks cross ice for Steen. Steen throws a pass in, gets past everybody. Isaac jumps in. Isaac working along the near boards. Puck battle as he picks it up and dumps it low. Go. Buffalo gets a poke checked away by Poss, and now Colton will come out with it. Colton Miller up ahead. Colton will spin around as he's got some line changes being made. Now Welsh steps up. Gets a poke checked away from him. Now Welsh tries a centering pass to Woodard. Just out his reach. Centering pass. Woodard. Halaha. Shot. Pad save. Rebound by Mounshaugen. Stuffed in and saved. Woodard hands it off to Welsh, who dumps it into the corner. Buffalo clears to the far side, but Welsh will hold it in. Welsh steps in. Shot there. Oh, loose puck as it goes off his blocker. He didn't know where. Oh! And that's going to be a penalty against Moorhead, as Brecky will take an interference call as he played the man without the puck. So 12:07 left here in the first period. And Buffalo gets the first power play of the afternoon. So Beckett's out with Summers, Hasbargen, and Welsh for the penalty kill. Penalty's up on the boards, and we're ready to roll. Moorhead off the face-off. Beckett comes up with a loose puck at center ice. Buffalo dumps it deep where Hasbargen will pick it up. Welsh picks it up and finds Beckett shooting through the center. Beckett carries it in. Centering pass, Summers with the backdoor goal on a beautiful feed from Beckett Miller, and Spuds pick up a shorthanded here with 11:48 in the second period and take a 2-0 lead. Same unit still out for the Spuds. Actually, Poss has replaced Welsh on the blue line. Summers dumps it into the zone. Long pass for power play. Buffalo tries to set things up in their own zone. Now they carry it out up ahead. They'll dump it in past Hasbargen. Post battles low with support from Summers. And Summers comes loose with it. Summers banks it off the board, but stolen away, and Buffalo turns it back the other direction. Post in all alone. Oh, nice poke check there by Isaac. As it was, Buffalo had numbers 3-on-1. Now Buffalo regroups in their own zone. Long pass. Deflected off of Summers' stick. So Welsh will pick it up behind his net. Welsh, lead pass for Summer out of his reach, and that's an icing on Moorhead. So Welsh from behind his own net. Finds Copeland on the near side. Donnie carries it up in wide. 30 seconds remaining in the power play for Buffalo. Now Mounshaugen gets pinched off against the boards, and Buffalo able to finally pick up the loose puck and clear. They'll hit it up the other direction. Centering pass goes off of everybody. Welsh loses it, shot, and scores. So turnover in front of the net turns into a power play goal for Buffalo, and it's a 2-1 lead now for Moorhead. So both teams back to full strength. Face-off underway. Turnover. Kelhoff picks it up along the near boards. But Buffalo able to finally gain control and poke it free. Now at the red line, picked up by Colton Miller. Buffalo sends it back. Moorhead. Oh, nice entry there by Miller and Kelhoff. Miller's shot just goes wide, high up over the glass. Hasbargen has to settle down that bouncing puck. Now Brecky with a cross-ice pass. That gets intercepted. Buffalo now carries it in. Shot there, saved by Davis. Let's zoom in just a hair. Mounshaugen able to pick up the loose puck and clear it up ahead. Woodard chips it in. Buffalo regains control. Now Blaha intercepts. Blaha sends it over to Mounshaugen that gets just past the stick. Now in the near corner is Blaha. Woodard, quick shot there as it goes off a stick wide of the net. Now Buffalo on the far boards. Pestered by Mounshaugen. And finally loose at center ice is Blaha. He tries to feed Brecky. That pass just off the mark, but Brecky will get a quick shot off. That goes off the iron. Buffalo it'll clear. Woodard picks it up. Taps it to himself, but Beckett Miller was just on the other side of the blue line and puts the Spuds offsides. Hasbargen steps up, creates some disruption. Buffalo tries to get back on track. Now Beckett throws one. Oh! Just got a little help there from the defenseman from Buffalo as he deflected it. Now Copeland. Little puck dancing at the blue line. Now it comes to Poss. He'll throw it on net quickly, and the goaltender will glove that up and hang on to it for a whistle. So 8:23 left here in the first period. Spuds with a 2-1 lead. Early goals by Logan Brecky and Joe Summers. Buffalo got one back on the power play. Summers, quick shot off the faceoff, save by Buffalo. Beckett sends it up to Poss at the point. Poss chips it back down low. Now along to the near side where it comes to Hasbargen. Hasbargen chips it low behind the net. Poss able to hold it at the blue line. Summers with it. Summers looking for some skating room. Centering pass. That floats through the crease to nobody. And Buffalo picks up on the far side where the Spuds will able to pick it up and turn it back the other direction. Back the other direction goes Summers. Summers, shot, save, rebound. Shot there by Beckett just got deflected wide of the net. And Buffalo able to clear back out to center ice, but Hasbargen will pick up the loose puck. He backhander gets taken away by Buffalo. Now Hasbargen will settle things down on his own end. And Buffalo pokes it free. Hasbargen gets to Kalhoff here on the near wing. He finds Copeland on the far wing. Back up to Beckett. Spuds in the middle making line changes. Beckett throws one in on net. Kalhoff is a rebound. Lee was looking for a rebound, and the puck just went wide of the net. Now Buffalo looks to set up their exit. Now pressured by Colton. Now stolen away by Kalhoff. Now Steen with the pressure behind the net. Kalhoff picks up the loose puck. Held in at the blue line. Kalhoff steps up. Hands it off to Miller. Miller down in the corner. Centering pass. Kalhoff. Shot. His shot hits a stick. Clearing attempt held by Welsh at the blue line. Welsh feeds it to Brecky at the point. Brecky steps up. Shot. Rebound. Oh, just out of Colton Miller's reach. And Buffalo able to clear. And that one will go to the distance for an icing on Buffalo. So 6:07 remaining here in the first. Blaha off the face-off. His shot deflected. Mounshaugen with some puck pressure. Now he gets it tipped away. And back goes Buffalo the other direction. Oh, bad pass there by Mounshaugen. Hit Davis. Davis had to be alert there to keep that from going to the back of the net. And Blaha finally picks up the loose puck. Chips it up to himself. He's got a 2-on-1 with Woodard if he can get there. Throws it just through the crease as he was being pressured by two different players. Now Brecky loses it at his own blue line, but he gets control and dumps it back in as the Spuds make changes. Woodard in on the forecheck. Buffalo pushes it up the ice. Isaac will spin back down to his own goal line to pick it up. He'll overskate it. And finally, Beckett pushes out to center ice. He gets a stick knocked out of his hand, so he'll have to turn around and get things ready. Now, picked up by Copeland, and now Buffalo dumps it in. Everybody looks a little rusty here to start this first period. Must be that winter break coming that they can smell. Wrapped all the way around. Buffalo able to exit out. Pass too far, comes to Poss. Poss gets a poke checked along the near boards, and Buffalo will dump it back in. Hasbargen works his way low. Out to the point is Buffalo. They throw a shot that hits a body up front. Buffalo sends it in low again. Isaac from behind his own goal sends it around to the far boards to Copeland. He chips up ahead to Summers. Summers overskated it just a hair. And Buffalo comes back in the other direction. Shot there deflected by Welsh. Welsh gets it up to Summers, and Summers away one-on-one. Joe Summers looking for a pass, goes softly on net, and the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. So face-off coming down in the Buffalo zone. 3:40 left here in the first period. Spuds still with a 1-goal lead. Now Colton from behind the goal line. He finds Welsh out of the point. Welsh throws one in on net. That hits some bodies up front. Now Buffalo finally gains control. Their exit pass intercepted by Brecky. Buffalo tries to gather things together. Pass too far. Welsh tries to chip it up to Colton, but that was deflected away by Buffalo. Cross ice over to Brecky. Brecky up the middle to Miller. Colton. And that's an offsides on the Spuds. And we'll get a face-off coming just outside the Moorhead zone with 2:59 remaining here in the first period. Face-off controlled by Buffalo. They'll push it in deep. Moorhead converges on the puck. Now Woodard tries to clear, comes up to the point. That shot hits a body up front. Loose along the side of the puck. There's Brecky to clear it, and out comes with it was Blaha. Blaha going wide along the far wing. He'll skate in pass, tries a centering pass, but that slipped through everybody. Welsh the only one back as Moorhead was making some changes. He'll hit Woodard back up the near direction. He gets it poke checked away, and then he'll just dump it in and continue to give chase on the forecheck. Turnover. Monshaugen at the blue line. Poke checked away. Now pressured by Blahal on the far boards. Comes up to Hasbargen at the point. Hasbargen loses it, and back comes Buffalo out to center ice. Exit pass intercepted. Buffalo holds tight into the zone. Now from behind the net, Buffalo finds it out to the point. They'll throw it in on net. Davis with a toe save. Davis gets the pad out there on the rebound. Now Woodard works along the near boards, and that one comes in on Davis, and he'll cover that one up for a whistle. Puck drop in the Moorhead zone. Moorhead unable to clear. Turnover right in front of the net. And another shot on net. Davis will cover that up for a whistle. Buffalo behind the goal line. Taken away by Beckett Miller. Summers able to finally push it out. Summers in with a 2-on-1. Shot there, goes high, up into the glass. Copeland dumps it in low. Brecky does a good job there, holding at the blue line. He'll glove that down and dump it low down to Summers. Summers gets pushed off the puck. Centering pass, that's picked up by the Buffalo defenseman. And Buffalo comes out with it. Race for the puck. Welsh gets to it first. He chips it to the boards as the Spuds get back on D. And now Beckett chips it off the boards to himself. He's got Copeland down the middle. Beckett tries to go in wide, gets it poke checked away. Throws a centering pass on net. And the goaltender will cover that up for a whistle. With just 25.4 seconds remaining here in the first period, Spuds hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Loose puck to Poss at the point. His shot, rebound, loose, push to the boards. Now turnover. Kalhoff tries to feed Miller, streaking down the middle, just out of his reach. Now Colton dumps it back low, where Kalhoff will hustle to it. And Steen from below the goal line, and that will expire the first period. So after one complete period of play, Spuds lead Buffalo 2-1. We'll just take a quick 2-minute timeout here and mute for 2 minutes as we get ready for period number 2. All right, here we are. Puck drop ready for the second period, and we're underway. Goalies switch in. Buffalo, quick shot on net. Davis with a save to the corner. Puck still on the far boards. Centering pass intercepted by Poss, and he tries to feed it out to Miller, but that got deflected. Beckett chips it into the zone. Both Copeland and Summers converge on the forecheck. Now stolen away by Beckett. Beckett enters in the zone all by himself. He gets a poke checked away. And on Buffalo, 2-on-1, and the pass just too far for the trailer. Centering pass, Davis, shot there, save again by Davis. Spuds look a little disorganized here to start this second period. Everybody looks like they're skating on top of each other. Summers with a loose puck. He gets a poke checked away. Now Spuds make a change on the forecheck line as Steen and Miller come out. Joined by Kalhoff now. Now stolen away by Kalhoff. Kalhoff feeds Miller. Miller's shot, rebound, loose. Poke free. Just goes wide as Kalhoff was looking on the back door for a goal. Now Buffalo tries to clear. Comes to Brecky at the blue line. He throws one in on net. That hits a body. Centering pass. Kalhoff. Oh, he had a beautiful Steen all alone. Puck was just bouncing. Couldn't get anything on it. Long lead pass goes the distance for an icing against Buffalo as they were just looking to relieve the pressure the Spuds are putting on. Kalhoff, Miller, and Steen with multiple opportunities on that shift. So Blaha, Woodard, and Mountaugh will come out now and replace them. Welsh and Brecky on the blue line. Now Blaha in the corner. Looking for space. I think it's a puck chipped away by Buffalo. And Buffalo able to clear, and Brecky will come on out to center ice. He'll find Welsh. Welsh goes cross ice back to Brecky. Brecky up to Blaha. Blaha hands it off to Woodard. Woodard shot, go right into the shin guard of the defenseman. And back on the other direction comes Buffalo. Good puck work there by Brecky. Now Welsh will pick up the loose puck. Swung around to the far side to Woodard. Just out of his reach. Now Brecky up to the point. Now loose all the way around where Blaha down low picks it up. Shot there on net. Davis saves it. Welsh chips it off the boards to Woodard. And Woodard chips it up and out of play into the Buffalo bench. So 12:03 remaining here in the second period. Spuds lead Buffalo 2-1 in this opening contest of the Moorhead Spectacular. Beckett wins the face-off back to Harsbargen. Now it's a battle on the far boards. And Buffalo will chip it down low. Chip down low by Buffalo. Haas will pick it up from behind his own net. Now he gets checked off the puck. And Summers finally picks up the loose puck. Summers, lead pass up for Copeland got deflected. Copeland continues on the forecheck. Comes back to Hasbargen. He tries to bank it out, but Buffalo able to hold. But now Beckett finally able to chip it free. Buffalo sends it in down deep. Hasbargen. Finds Summers. That pass off the mark. Again, the Spuds have to work from down low. Buffalo centering pass. And that's picked up by Poss, and he finally hits Summers to get outside the zone. Summers, he'll dump it in and go for a change. The Spuds are out there for a long time. They'll get a fresh set of 5 skaters out there. Pass too far. Buffalo recovers to it. They spin it around, gets all the way over to Welsh. And let's see what the call there is. Yep, we're getting a too many men on Buffalo, I believe, as the player's stepping out of the box. Welsh was going to pick up the puck on the far side, and as he did, the player coming out of the bench ran right into him. So I don't know if they called it an interference or I think it's a too many men that they're calling, but I'm not 100% sure. So with 10:35 left here in the second period, Spuds go on the power play for the first time today. Face off, comes back, sent back to Brecky. Brecky gets it over to Miller. Colton out here with Steen and Kalhoff. Kalhoff hands it off to Colton. Colton along the near boards. Now he goes back down low to Kalhoff. Steen walked up front. A little give and go there. That gets deflected, so Welsh will step up. Now Colton supports, but finally poked free by Buffalo. Buffalo out ahead. And they'll just look to kill some time on the power penalty. And they'll send it deep. Nice wise play there by Buffalo to kill some penalty time. Now the Spuds regain possession and come out down the zone. Centering pass for Kalhoff off the mark. Cleared by Buffalo. Welsh cross ice over to Brecky. Brecky loses it. Poke checked away. Welsh have to recover it as the rest of the Spuds are making changes. Wells spins back the other direction.
Boys, watch it clear. Let's go.
Again, Spud's not using the pass today. Too much stick handling, too much puck handling, losing control, not moving the puck. This is a power play for Moorhead. Quick shot there, goes up over the net. Brecky sends it up to Summers. Summers hands it off to Beckett. Beckett now finds Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen in with Brecky's, or with Miller, but that pass off the mark. Now Hasbargen unable to capture that bouncing puck. He'll spin around hand to Summers. Spud's got numbers 3-on-1. And pass, Beckett, Mounshaugen. Shot. Oh, no, he tried to pass off to Summers, but the pass was in his feet. Now a centering pass comes too far for Hasbargen. Buffalo hustles to it, but Hasbargen there to direct him to the corner. Buffalo back to full strength. Centering pass there was a floater. And Davis will cover that puck up and said, let's settle things down. 8:07 left here in the second period. Spuds with a 2-1 lead. Early goals by Brecky and Summers. Buffalo followed up with a quick one on the power play. This is the line that's put in the most trouble for Buffalo today, is the Miller-Steen-Kalhoff line. And just like that on the breakout, Steen with Kalhoff on the trailer. Shot there, oh, big save there by Buffalo. Steen tried to go short side. Great breakout play by the Spuds, just couldn't capitalize on putting one in the back of the net. Now centering pass to Kalhoff. Kalhoff feeds it back to Hasbargen. Hasbargen shot, deflected up front. Now Steen battles for the puck. Colton picks up the loose puck. His shot, blocker save by Buffalo. Boss just floats one into the corner. Now Colton, he tried to feed it back to the point, but Buffalo intercepted. They'll send to the distance. Will it get there? Icing is waved off. Big hustle there by Buffalo to negate the icing.
Up front.
Now Kalhoff works in the corner. Puck supported now by Colton Miller. Colton carries it up to the blue line, carries it out, up across center ice. Now he cuts to the middle. Finally gets a poke checked away as Moorhead's in the midst of more changes. Hasbargen's pass to Wells is in his skates, so Wells will have to go back to his own zone. And we got a whistle. We got a penalty on Moorhead. I didn't see what for. I believe from what I'm hearing, it was a too many men also. So now Moorhead comes back with a too many men penalty. So with 6:38 left here in the second period, Buffalo goes back on the power play. Mounshaugen with Blaha, Brecky, and Welsh. Face-off comes to Wells. He tries to flick it out off the boards. Doesn't get enough on it. Buffalo takes it away, and they'll set up their power play. Centering pass. That's deflected by Welsh. And Mounshaugen will pick up the loose puck and carry it out. Mounshaugen in around one, in around two. Sharp angled shot. And that save goes up into the netting. Off the blocker for Buffalo. Now the face-off in the Buffalo zone. Mounshaugen wins it. Wells pinches to send it low, but Buffalo able to poke it free. Now at center ice. Wells carries it in, tied to the wide, straight to the middle. Shot, save, shot and scored. Wells from his keister finds a shorthanded goal and puts the Spuds up 3-1. No extra points for Style. So 6:03 left here in the second period. Spuds get their second shorthanded goal of the day. This one from Gavin Welsh, unassisted. Summers and Miller take the puck on the faceoff. Miller with a sidestep. Shot there as Beckett tried to just flick one out with the stick. Comes out to the point to Welsh. Welsh sends it back down low to Summers. Summers battles below the goal line. Now Buffalo, they try to clear, but Brecky intercepts. And finally they send it out. Well, Welsh will be the first one to pick it up. Welsh banks it off the boards up ahead to Summers. Summers carries it in deep, throws it through the crease as he kills penalty time. Now Welsh along the boards, stolen away again by Welsh. Welsh sidesteps in, he's in all alone. Welsh are going for a second. Shot and scored! Another shorthanded goal for Gavin Welsh. So 5:03 remaining here in the second. And on this power play, Welsh has two shorthanded and puts the Spuds up 4-1. Another 24 seconds remaining in the power play for Buffalo. Faceoff comes all the way, shoots all the way down to the Buffalo zone. They'll ring it around the boards. As Bargan steps up, but Buffalo able to clear. Now it's 2-on-2. Buffalo looking to set up their power play. They throw one on net. Davis with the save. Rebound loose up front. Finally poked through by the Spuds. Now thrown in deep. Buffalo looking for that centering pass. But just what a beautiful feed up front. So Buffalo comes back with a power play goal just as the Spuds were getting back to full strength. So technically a full strength goal, but beautiful feed in the corner out front. And Buffalo closes the gap to 4-2 with 4:31 left here in the second period. Puck loose at center ice. Buffalo chips it up ahead. Welsh tries to clear it out. Buffalo able to hold. Now Brecky there to support. He'll flip it back out. Buffalo chips it inside the zone, just offsides. So face-off just coming outside the Moorhead zone. Whistle on the face-off.
Moorhead goal scored by number 15, Gavin Welsh. Buffalo goal scored by number 27, Easton Emerson.
Buffalo off the face-off. They dump it in. Welsh in his own zone. His pass to Blaha intercepted. Now poke free by Welsh. Welsh goes wide to the left. Skates to the center. Shot and scored. Gavin Welsh with the trifecta here in the second period. And puts the Spuds up 5-2. .355 left here in the third, or in the second, excuse me. Off the face-off, Montalgan picks up the loose puck. Tries to dance between a couple. Buffalo able to clear. Brecky supports at the red line, and that one gets chipped up into the zone as Blaha was trying to get back out, so the Spuds are offsides.
Number 15, Gavin Welsh, so that's a hat trick.
Puck loose along the blue line. Summers will chip it in. All the way along the near corner. Beckett Miller flips it. Whoa! That was a dangerous one. Beckett flips it in deep. The defenseman tried to glove it down, and he almost gloved it past his own defense or his own goaltender. Beckett takes the faceoff. Summers off the faceoff. Loose puck. Saved by Buffalo, and he'll cover that up for a whistle. Face-off back to Hasbargen. He throws a shot on net. Blocker saved there by the goaltender from Buffalo. Now battle down in the corner. Centering pass up to Miller. He was tied up front. And finally cleared by Buffalo, where Hasbargen will pick it up at his own blue line. He tries the cross-ice pass. That's intercepted by Buffalo, and they bring it in offsides. 2:56 remaining here in the second period. Spuds with a 5-3 lead. First period goals by Joe Summers and Logan Brecky. And 3 goals in the second here, all by Gavin Welsh with the second period natty hat trick. And Buffalo sends that one in, offsides again. So faceoff just comes outside the Moorhead zone. Faceoff come back to Hasbargen. He'll settle things down. He finds Steen, who hands it off to Miller. Miller enters in the zone, looking for some space. He'll leave it back at the point for Paas. Paas steps up, throws a shot on net. Goaltender sticks that to the boards. Now Buffalo picks up the loose puck. And they'll go to cross ice. And finally able to clear. Now picked up by Hasbargen across the blue line. He'll fires one in. That goes off a ankle of a Buffalo player. Buffalo clears. Kalhoff supporting back at the red line. Now Paas steps up. And now finally punch 3 by Buffalo. They have numbers as Colton Miller gets back and Buffalo's offsides. So 1:51 left here in the second period. Spuds with a 3-goal lead. Mounshaugen links it up to Woodard. Now Mounshaugen back to Brecky. Brecky over to Welsh. Welsh up to Blaha. Blaha to Woodard. Woodard gets it poke check free. Supported now by Blaha. Welsh gets the loose puck. He'll chip it back up to Woodard. Now back to his own blue line is Brecky. Brecky gets it up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen carries it in. Shot wide into the corner. Now Welsh from his own zone. He'll find Blaha up along the near boards. Blaha punches it in deep. He'll continue to pressure down low. He tries a centering pass. That goes off some skates up front. Rick, he'll turn it back. Hand it up to Blaha. He'll send it up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen gets up, ended up the blue line. And now Welsh at his own red line. Finds Blaha. Blaha up the center of the ice. His shot. Fanned on that. Taken away by Buffalo. 30 seconds remaining here in the second period. Centering pass. Woodard. Mounshaugen loose along the side. Good stick work there by the goaltender for Buffalo. Woodard sends it up. Welsh goes cross ice to Brecky. Brecky throws it in down low to the corner. Mounshaugen spins, skates, shot, blocker save. Now Blaha with the puck below the goal line. Centered. Blaha, and that's the end of period number 2. So after 2 complete periods of play, Moorhead leads Buffalo 5-2. We'll now get about a 10-minute break for a Zamboni break, so we'll go with mute here for the next 10 minutes, but stay with us and join us for the third and final period between Moorhead and Buffalo. All right, here we are back for the third and final period of this opening contest between Moorhead and Buffalo. Moorhead with a 5-2 lead after the first two periods. First period goals by Logan Brecky opened up the scoring quick and early for the Spuds, followed up by Joe Summers on a shorthanded goal. Buffalo quickly closed the gap with a power play goal. And that's an offsides on Moorhead. And then three second period goals by Gavin Welsh put the Spuds up 5-2. So face-off comes just outside the Buffalo zone as Spuds are offsides. Beckett chips it in. Summers pressures. Ooh, big check there by Beckett Miller. Buffalo with possession. Brecky on the battle down low. Quick shot there from the point. Hits one of his own players right up top. And Summers will bulldog his way down in. He'll leave a drop pass for Beckett. He tries some stick work, but that gets poke checked away. Now he'll send it up to Welsh. Welsh sidesteps. His shot goes up over the net into the glass. Now Copeland down low. All Spuds were behind the net. And finally cleared away by Buffalo. Spun around back by Welsh. Welsh, lead pass up to Summers. Summers gets checked off the puck. Now he picks up the loose one. Beckett loose in the middle, but poke checked away by Buffalo. And away comes Buffalo. Back out to center ice. Now Poss goes cross ice to Welsh. Welsh centering pass, fanned on that. Kalhoff steps up to join pursuit. Poss flips it far side to Steen. That puck hops over his stick. And Buffalo dumps it in low. Welsh tries to get it around on the near side. That gets deflected by Buffalo to the point. Spuds having trouble clearing here. And finally Isaac able to settle things down and get up to Kalhoff. Getting Kalhoff. Carries it in low. Continues on the pressure, even though after he got knocked down. Now Colton. Buffalo, cross ice pass, and they'll dump it out. It'll come on net to Davis. He plays it far up, too far for everybody. Buffalo's cross ice pass gets picked up. Centering pass, quick shot there and scored. And quickly on the board here in the third period as Buffalo gets a little 2-on-1 break. Goes top shelf and closes the gap to a 2-goal lead for Moorhead. Brecky banks it off the boards for Woodard. Off the mark. Now Welsh will chip it up to Blaha. Blaha sends it up to Mounshaugen. Mounshaugen dances through. Shot blocked there by the goaltender. Now Blaha steps up to support. He sends around, leads up for Brecky. Brecky tries to throw a shot that goes off a shin guard. And now Mounshaugen finds Welsh along the left side. Welsh gets a poke checked away. Now Woodard steps in. And Buffalo able to clear. Welsh from the center ice. Pokes it into the zone. He gets the stick. Poke checked away. Buffalo up ahead, 1-on-0. Stick save there by Davis. Now Woodard gets checked and Buffalo able to hold. And now Mounshaugen finally able to pick up the loose puck and carry it out. Spuds 3-on-2. Hands off to Woodard. Woodard shot. Blocker save by Buffalo. Blaha sends it in down low. Woodard on the forecheck. He tries the centering pass, but the goaltender sticks that
Buffalo
one,
goal scored by number
knocks it
13,
down, and covers it up for a
assisted by
whistle.
number 14.
11:06 remaining here in the third. 5-3 lead for Moorhead. Summers in to take this face-off with Miller and Copeland. And cleared by Buffalo. And that one is going to be icing as it rolls all the way down. Loose puck rolls in on net off the face-off. Hasbargen dumps it in from the blue line. Copeland throws it low. Summers on the forecheck. Summers steals it away. Summers tries to bank it out to the point to Poss. Now Poss able to hold as Buffalo tries to clear. Now Donnie working on low. Supported by Beckett Miller. Summers tries to feed it to Beckett. Beckett back down to Summers. Moorhead's passing just not what it needs to be here this morning. They're gritting it out as much as they can. Copeland from his knees tries to pass it off to Miller.
Push it up. Go back. And then everybody said go back.
Rung around the boards, the blue line, where it'll clear as Isaac was just out of his reach. But that'll go the distance for an icing on Buffalo. So 9:48 left here in the third. Face-off coming back down in the Buffalo zone. Buffalo controls off the face-off. Pressured by Kalhoff. Now Steen able to keep it in. And out to center ice to Welsh. Welsh cross ice to Brecky. Brecky up ahead to Colton. Colton loses it. They'll find it up to Kalhoff. Kane gets knocked over. And a penalty coming up against Buffalo. As Kalhoff got checked without the puck. So with 9:17 left here in the third period, Moorhead goes on the power play. Colton, Kalhoff, and Steen with Welsh and Brecky on the blue line. Colton wins it back to Brecky. Brecky goes cross ice to Colton, but hits him in the skate. Welsh will regroup. He'll hand it down to Colton along the boards. Colton skates to the center. Shot there, goes wide of the net into the glass. Now Kalhoff from behind the net. Kalhoff hands it off to Steen. Steen centering pass, a bouncing puck. Kalhoff couldn't get nothing on it. Centering pass again. And finally Buffalo able to punch it free. Where Welsh have to get things back on side. He'll hand it off to Brecky. Brecky spins around into the offensive zone. He left the drop pass for Miller that was off the mark. And Welsh will stop that one, but it'll flip up into the Buffalo bench for a whistle. Fresh set of power play guys for Moorhead is Summers and Beckett and Monshaugen out here with Poss and Hasbargen. Poss banks it off the board. Summers stops a clearing attempt, hands it off to Beckett. Beckett now behind the own Buffalo net. He'll spin around. Sends it back down low to Summers. Summers hands it off to Monshaugen. Monshaugen in down low, walks in on the net, centering pass, and it scores. Beckett Miller's shot went wide, but it was deflected off of a Buffalo stick and trickles in past the goalie. And Beckett will get a power play goal for the Spuds, putting them up 6-3. Beckett dumps it in. Cleared by Buffalo. Boss will get back to it. Isaac in the corner. Turned over. Held in by Buffalo down low. Buffalo works up high, looking for a center pass, comes out to the point. That one's blocked by Hasbargen. He goes off his shin guard. Sent back down to the corner. Now Beckett from behind the net. He'll bank along the boards up to Summers. Summers finally able to poke it free. Ooh. Wow, hook and call against Buffalo. I thought that was a good clean check, but ref says he had his stick up in the hands, pulled him down, and Spuds will go on the power play again here with 7:09 remaining in the third and final period. Buffalo controls out the faceoff. Forecheck pressure put in low down by Jetstein. Colton came in to support, but he was outmatched by a 1.5 feet and 100 pounds. Davis leaves it at the side of the net, where Welsh will pick up the loose puck. He'll find Kalhoff up the near wing. Kalhoff uses his speed to get low. Kalhoff gets pressured off the puck. Good poke check there and from Brecky. Pops it free. And Buffalo will come back and kill some more time. They bank it off the boards up to Welsh. Welsh steps up. He leaves it for Colton, but that's picked up by Buffalo, and they'll send it down for a whistle. Great more separation. So 1:05 remaining here in the power play for the Spuds. Monshaugen, Blaha, and Woodard will come out on the forwards. Woodard gets it back to Brecky. Brecky back down low to Woodard. Woodard hands it down low to Monshaugen. Back up to Brecky at the point. Hands it to Monshaugen. Monshaugen trying to create some space. Woodard looking for Blaha, cutting down the middle. He'll bring it back around the boards at the top to Brecky. Brecky pokes it to Monshaugen. Monshaugen up front. Shot and scored. Cam Monshaugen finds some space underneath the goalie's pads. And he puts the Spuds up 7-3.
Yes.
Brecky gets it over to Copeland. He sends it up to Summers on the near side. And that one's deflected back in the zone, offsides on the Spuds. 5:32 left here in the third. Spuds lead by 4.
Overhead goal scored by number 6, Cam Monshaugen, assisted by number 8, Logan Brecky.
Brecky with the assist on the last one. Ooh. That should have been offsides on Moorhead, but that was cleared. 2-on-1. Quick shot there. Glove save by Alexander Davis. Loose puck battle on the face-off circle. Finally poked free by Beckett. He hands up to Summers. Summers 2-on-2 with Copeland. He throws a shot off the pad. Hasbargen steps up to dump it low. Now Copeland on the forecheck behind the net. Summers finds Hasbargen up front. His shot, pad save there by Buffalo. Poss steps up to help out. Now held at the point by Poss, and he'll send it down low for Copeland down low. Copeland below the goal line. Finally, Buffalo able to control. Out to center ice. Poss spins it back around, hands it to Summers. Summers hands it to Beckett. Beckett's shot, pad save. Rebound, shot saved again by Buffalo. As Beckett followed up on his own rebound. And Buffalo carries it up ahead and dumps it out deep. Icing's waved off. Hasbargen throws one off the boards, held in by Buffalo. Forecheck there by Hasbargen along the boards, and now out come the Spuds. Colton, cross ice for Kalhoff. That pass just out of his reach. He'll have to chase it down. Now Steen hands to Kalhoff. Stepped up by Brecky. Brecky steps up. He's got space. Shot there and scores. Logan Brecky finds a hole. And Logan Brecky with his second goal of the game. Spuds now lead 8-3.
They go into overtime.
3:33 left here in the third. Spuds lead by 5. Brecky finds Woodard. Woodard sidesteps one defenseman. Walks in. Shot there. Tight shot there, and that's saved up into the netting. Good save there by the Buffalo goalie.
Number 8, Logan Brecky.
Brecky holds it at the blue line. Woodard tries a centering pass, but nobody there but Buffalo black and purple. Now Blaha supports to hold it in. Now Mounshaugen. He'll find the loose puck in the corner. He'll sidestep 2 players and gets poke checked away now by Buffalo. As their exit pass off the mark, and Brecky will pick it up in his own zone. Cross ice to Welsh. He'll find Woodard streaking up the middle. Woodard skates it in wide to the right. Down low, now looking for a centering pass. He finds Welsh out at the point. Welsh will hand it over to Poss. Poss off this. That one floated up over the net. Now Mounshaugen pressures in the corner. And finally Buffalo able to clear, as Hasbargen will pick up the loose puck as he just comes fresh off the bench. Now Hasbargen steps up. Off the bench, Spuds now 3-on-2. Poke checked away by Woodard. And Buffalo will send that down for an icing. 2:07 remaining here in the third period. Spuds lead 8-3. Remember to join us back this afternoon for our second game of this tournament as the Spuds take on West Tonka. Timeout called by Buffalo. So timeout here by Buffalo. Again, join us back this afternoon as our second contest, I believe, against Mound West Tonka, I believe. And that game is at, don't quote me on this, 4:15, 4:30?
Right now it's 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
I believe it's 4:15, 4:30 is our afternoon game. So join us back for that. We got 2 games tomorrow. We have a early game at 7:15, and then 11:30 game tomorrow, somewhere in that time frame. But make sure to join us for lots of Moorhead Bantam Black hockey. First period goals in this contest, quickly off the bat. Logan Brecky put us on the board. Shortly after that, Summers on a beautiful feed from Miller in the corner with a shorthanded goal put us up 2-0. Buffalo came back with a power play goal and closed in at 2-1. That closed out the scoring for period number 1. Second period scoring, 3 goals by Gavin Welsh for the Spuds and a power play goal for Buffalo. Might have been an even strength. It was right as the time was expiring. And we got a couple third period goals for the Spuds here. We got 3. We got 1 by Logan Brecky, 1 by Cam Mounshaugen, and a power play goal by Beckett and Miller. That all after Buffalo scored a quick one to start the third here. So Spuds poured it on late, leading 8-3 with 2:07 remaining. Beckett off the face-off. Quick shot there. Big save there by the Buffalo goalie. That goes up into the boards. And now penalty coming up against Moorhead as we got a Buffalo player down deep. That checked into the boards. Slap shot there on net. Davis with the save. Ref with the whistle. Summers to the box. So 1:46 remaining. Buffalo on the power play. Face-off tried to clear. Buffalo at the point. Good pressure there by Colton. Creates an errant pass and Hasbargen able to clear. Now Spuds on the forecheck. Colton holds it in low. He gets dumped. Buffalo comes back the other direction. Entered into the zone. Loose puck up the middle. Poke checked away by the Spuds, and out comes Landon Hasbargen. Lannon, he'll skate it in wide, throw a centering pass to Colton. Colton shot, scored. Colton Miller with the shorthanded goal. And a nice feed from Landon Hasbargen. .107 remaining here in the third period. Woodard steps up to take the face-off. Hasbargen banks it off the boards. Now Woodard will dump it in deep. Now under a minute remaining.
More goals scored by number 3, Colton Miller, assisted by number 13, Landon Hasbargen.
Long lead pass intercepted by Hasbargen. He'll throw it in on net. Goaltender will deflect that up into the glass. Now Blaha along the far boards. He centers it up to Woodard. Woodard shot from a tight spot there. Big save there by the Buffalo goaltender. Good back check there by Blaha. Dumped in all the way ahead. Woodard in all alone. Shot. No, just goes wide. Oh, beautiful little back pass out of the air was Woodard. Now Welsh takes that pass away. He'll throw one in on net. And that will run the clock out for the end of this contest as the Spuds defeat Buffalo 9-3. So the Spuds open up with an open win here in the first round of the playoffs, or this tournament. Again, join us back this afternoon. I believe it's 4:15, 4:30-ish, as we'll have the second contest here. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you this afternoon at the rink.